Hey guys, Ellen Woodbridge here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia, and I am on the central coast of New South Wales, if anyone was wondering, because I don't say it very often. Today I am here to recreate my Above the Clouds card. Hey Julie, thanks for watching. I created this card for the Stampin' Up Colour Challenge this month in June. So this has our current challenge colours, which is Night of Navy, Smoky Slate, Merry Merlot, Rococo Rose and Blushing Bright. Now we were meant to choose a pink, but I couldn't choose a pink, so I used them both. But I'm going to create this card using the 2019-2021, that's very hard to say, you know, 2021 ink colors. So I have the 4 ink colors that we are currently selling, which is Pretty Peacock, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray and Terracotta Tile. And at the moment we can't get the Purple Posy ink, but I'm going to use the Purple Posy cardstock instead. So I have an idea of what I want to do. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Hey Linda, thanks for sharing, girls, I appreciate it. I'm going to change up my original card a little bit, but still using the same Above the Clouds stamp set. So I have all my card bases cut, so this is the stamp set we'll be using. Hey Miss Denise, thank you for sharing. I love Purple Posy too, but my ink pad isn't the best, and I'm thinking I might make this card as part of a class, so I don't want to add an ink pad, one that isn't working the best, and secondly my customers can't purchase at this stage. Hey Carla, hey Cheryl, thank you girls for joining. I am going to flick you guys around, and in that flick around you will see what we're using, and then I will turn off my overhead light. Purple is my favorite too, but I am wearing blue today because I like a nice royal blue as well. So yeah, no, purple isn't my favorite color at all. Are you surprised? I don't think anyone that knows me or sees my nails here on my channel or on my group is surprised that I like purple. So just getting us all set up here, knocked over my ink pads because I'm doing well. Let's see how we are positioned. I am going to pick up these ink pads here so you can see the colors. Oops, sorry guys. The colors that we are using. Thank you, Miss Tamitha. Long time no see. Okay, I think we're fairly straight. While I'm here, I'll get up my second screen just so I can see where I am at. Make sure I am on mute, and I will turn off our light. Okay, no shadows. Well, only shadows from here. Hello, Mr. Linda. Oh, I am crooked. Can't handle being crooked. I think I should be good now. Do you know what? I think I just made myself more crooked, and I wasn't actually crooked in the first place. Hey, Gail. I am fading away. I am. But it's a planned fading away. It's not fading away for any other reason than being planned. So we've got the Above the Clouds stamp set, the Hot Air Balloon Punch, our 4 colors. I've got my original card for some inspiration. There are some things I do want to change. I don't like that the clouds are everywhere on this, so I'm going to change that up. And I think, yeah, I have a plan. I have a plan. Okay, so I don't need my purple posy card base at the moment, and I do have, I've got a full sheet of dimensionals ready to use a little bit later. Now this is my card front, this is my spare paper. Now what do I need to grab first? I know I need a scrap piece of paper. Hello, Mr. Bobby. A scrap piece of paper is over here. So these are just old class pieces of paper that I reuse and reuse until they are dead and then they get binned. Yes. Well, I'm more than happy to enable. Okay, so the first two stamps I'm going to start with are these teeny tiny air balloons, because they just create some playing chord warfare behind the scenes here. Are the little hot air balloons, because they create a nice background. So mount that one up, and I want to use my clouds, and we're going to do lots of cleaning along the way. Okay, I feel like I haven't got myself well sorted here today, but that's okay. So, well, I really loved the last hot air balloon set, and I wanted to, when we lost it, I wanted to replace it, and I do have a customer who loves hot air balloons. So I bought it knowing I would make a card that she would love. Now, I'm thinking these background ones I might do in terracotta tile, because it's a nice strong colour, and if I use it a little bit on the background, the colour won't be overwhelming. So I'm going to start with this colour, or with this section, so then I can build my clouds around it. So I sort of want to go higher than on my sample card. Okay, and I'm also going to clean and take off the block as I go, because I only want, I think at this stage, I only want one of these, because I don't think we'll need it. Oh, Lisa Harden. I will have to go and have a look at what she did, Carla. What grabbed me with this set was seeing Bronwyn Eastley use it on stage in Auckland. Now, it would be helpful if I didn't close this, because I'm going to be opening it the whole time. And now seems my hands have given up the ghost on us. Okay, so I am going to leave this open for a second, because I think I'm going to do the interiors of these. But what I want to do first is my clouds. So I'll bring back in my original card here. So I covered the whole background in clouds, and this is in the smoky slate, and I think it's just a little bit overwhelming. So what I think I want to do is just create, and I am stamping off to create some dimension to the clouds, is I just want to like have them scattered all the way along. So I'm going to stamp this one here, but I am going to have to re-ink stamp off and then go this way, and then what I think I might do, sorry, I just don't want them all to be the same, and then what I will do is off this way, and so I've got some white space in between, unlike this one, so it's not so overwhelming as such. So I just want a singular cloud up there, and I possibly want a very faint cloud just there. Okay, I'm done with that. So that is my background layer, pretty much complete, except for doing the background of these. I know, I love a good cloud. I'm a bit partial to having clouds, and you girls have heard me, or you guys have heard me talk about birds. So when I was unpacking, I was really excited to have various birds. Now this set does have some birds, which I do plan on using. And I just like that because they're the little details that just really finish off a scene. And yeah, the birds, the banners, all of those things just really, really set off a scene beautifully. So what I'm going to do here, so I have, these are the semi-solid interiors to our balloons, and I'm going to bring back in our terracotta tile, and I'm actually, oh, helps if I stamp it up evenly, and sorry, got my tremors here. I'm going to stamp this off. Now that was quite a solid stamp off, and I did let a lot of ink transfer. So then we just have a nice solid bit here, and what I think I might do, because I know I've still got some ink here, is just in here, because they fit. I'm just going to put some solid ones here that are right in the background, and I may even pop this single one just up here. So they're there, but they're fading right into the background. So hopefully you're seeing that with this type of stamping, I am creating dimension with the with how strong or faded the ink is. Okay. Hey Maureen, thanks for joining. So yeah, we can, even though I have no dimension on this card yet, I will be adding some dimension. You can see what I am creating. Now I am thinking, I'm thinking if I want to add the banner to this one, what I might do is create my two big balloons, and then see if I want to add the banner here or not. And I'm thinking what I also might do is put the sentiment inside this open balloon. So I think I'm finished with these ones. I will grab out these. Hello Rose, thank you so much for joining. So we've got our two outline pieces. Now these I'm going to be stamping on a scrap of cardstock. So I'm just stamping onto our normal Whisper White cardstock here. Will this, yes, that will fit on the smaller block. Great. Now just let me close this. So if you're popping in, please say hello so I know you're here, because not many people pop up as joining. And I got ink all over myself. Are we surprised? Oh, hey Susan, no, that's fine. You can be quiet. I just like to know you're here so I can acknowledge your presence, because I like to be acknowledged. Well, just generally in life, I think it's something we all like. Sorry, quickly having some water here. Oh, it's almost terracotta tile. Didn't even realise that. So just popping this over here. Now, I am thinking I sort of kind of want to bring in another colour. Sort of kind of thinking, but we'll just wait and see what eventuates. So I'll start with our Rococo Rose. Oh, pardon my digestion here. Gurgling away, which is nothing new in my world. Okay. So once again, I've done the outline first. And then I'm going to take the solid. It does actually have like a watercolor effect to it, and I'm going to give it a firm stamping off, and it is meant to have a bit of a gradient to it. So leave this a little bit here so I can get as much ink transfer, and that is just perfect. I'm really happy with how that lined up. And because even though I am changing to a darker color, I still want to clean this off. Ah, you don't? Well, I'm sorry. I think I might enable some people to get it. I am making a simple card. I have made a more 3D card with this, and I do like that one as well. Yeah, right. So, with the more open outline, although I'm thinking I possibly should have done them the other way. Oh, that's not inked up fantastically. We'll see if I stuffed that up or not. Yeah, I did. That's okay. Because I half almost put it down. That's better. Okay. That is ready to clean. Grab my background piece, so that is nicely inked up. Give that a nice stamp off. Making sure, oh, I'm not sure this is so perfectly lined up. Not too bad, not too bad. It can stay as it is. Now, because I've done this like this, just let me have a look and see. I wanted to use Life is a Beautiful Ride, but I'm thinking I want to see first, of course it's going to fit in the balloon, but do I stamp in the peacock, pretty peacock, over this one? I suppose I can do it and see how we go and see if we like it. Yes it is, Cheryl. I find it's way too much colour. Actually, I'll show you on this one. I sort of kind of stuffed up, Cheryl. So what I'll do, I'll ink this up. Now I think I am using a darker colour anyway, but I don't think you get as good definition. So that is stamped off and that is not stamped off. So you lose a lot of the line art detail by not stamping off. Even though you still get some gradient. Also, I haven't prepped these ink pads, so I may have got a lighter colour had I pushed some of the ink in. So that's your comparison. I wasn't going to use that one anyway. So let's get this. Life is a Beautiful Ride. Oops, if I ink up the whole thing. Right, perfect. And because I haven't seen anyone stamp it this way. And of course I stuffed it up. I felt myself doing it. Right. We are going to flip this over because there are two sides to a piece of paper, and we're going to start that again. Lucky I haven't closed up any of my ink pads. And what I'm going to do, I'm also going to clean off this sentiment. Right, that's okay, all fixable. Yeah, oh look, I'm happy to prove it, and it saves you mucking around with your own project and then possibly stuffing up a project, because I'm only using scrap paper here, so it's not a problem at all. Happy to share, happy to help. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit off as well, just a touch, which is going to, oh, that's really weird. That's too, I'm going to grab another scrap of paper. I just wasn't totally happy with that one. That's okay. Right. Had trouble getting that out. Yeah, that's really weird at the top. I don't think I possibly cleaned it off so well. So I will, do you know what I may have done? When I stamped it off over another colour, which wasn't such a great idea. At least I know what I did. Okay, there we go. There's our background. And doesn't matter which way you do it. As you can see here, I am now putting the outline over the background. And that worked well too. So you can do background first, outline first, totally up to you. And where did I put the sentiment? And then I've really got to close these up. Yay! That isn't perfect, but it is going to stay exactly as it is. And I'm going to put these stamp pieces out of the way. But do you know what, Cheryl? Off center is a look in itself. Hey, Miss Nicole, thank you for joining. Off center is a whole look in itself, and quite a lot of people like the imperfect look. Wow, Susan, a thunderstorm. That's not good. I hope your power stays on. Okay, so all ink pads are closed. I'm going to clean all the stamps we've used so far that I haven't already cleaned. So then when I do my punching out, although I do need to do some baskets. I just thought of that, but I will clean these ones off first, and then I will quickly do 2 baskets, because I think the big the big balloons look really, really unfinished without the baskets, but that's just me. The chamois is amazing, and I have two. I have a dirty one and a clean one, so I go in the, not the dirty one, it's one, this is the one I use for the inked up stamps, and then just to double check it's clean I use this one. So that's the way I do it. And if you don't want to stain your stamps too badly, you use a stamping motion, and then you can give it a bit of a twist. So there you go. Yeah, we've, hey Ray, we actually, I was listening to the radio this morning, taking a trombone to my son who forgot to take it to school this morning. The things we do as mothers, I do hope my son appreciates it. I was listening that we actually have pretty much, I don't know if it's declared as a drought, but we do have drought conditions in our state, and it's actually worse than a drought we had earlier in the 2000s, which is a bit scary in itself. Now I'm thinking of bringing in a bit of smoky slate, no, a bit of grey granite rather, to do our baskets, because they're generally wicker, and I thought that would look best just as a teeny tiny accent piece. Now I just want to grab the thinnest strip of scrap that will do, that I can spin this around. Grey granite. We are not on water restrictions, Julie. We actually have a different water supply to you, believe it or not. Now, I want to try and get this angle. So we're on a different water supply to you guys in Sydney. And, yeah, we're not on water restrictions yet, but, yeah. Cheryl, can you remind me where you are? I'm pretty sure you're Australian, but I just can't remember where you are. Oh, hang on, Melbourne's been getting a lot of rain, if I remember correctly. Oh, it's terrible stamping, but it's only a basket and it's a small detail, so it doesn't matter. Okay, done, they'll do. Close this up. See, we don't have a water tank. We were going to have to get one with our pergola, but we changed. Now, I swore I dropped something on the ground earlier, but I can't find it. Yeah, when we got our pergola, we were meant to be getting one, but we changed the design because that put us like way over budget. But if your pergola's over a certain size, our council at the time required a water tank. But there you go. So let's do some punching. So this punches out the balloon, a basket, and a pennant for the, you can just put a swag of flags across this if you wish. Okay. Now, I'm going to line this up as best as I can. I can guarantee you it will not be perfect, but it will be good enough. Okay, so that's one done. And we've got our other one over here. Wow, I wish we had that Philomena. I really do. When did it last rain? It did rain here last week, but it wasn't particularly heavy or in the right places. So because we're coastal, we get more rain than inland. Okay, now I know this part I could have punched onto these. I could have stamped onto these, but that wasn't going to work for me, lining it up. So I prefer to stamp these ones than punch them out. I'm just wondering how these all go in here. Get it in the right hole at the right angle. Okay, one, and I think I will have to grab my scissors and cut the excess off. Done. And then we're ready to go for number 2. Right. All these bits can go over here. Right. Think I'm finished with my punch. Going to bring back in my background. And I know I'm going to cover up some of this, but I may be covering up a whole balloon here, but I'm actually totally okay with that, because then that gives us 5 balloons, which is a really good for our odd numbers. And then pop this one here. Just want to, and then put the baskets on, and I think we're done. So my dimensionals. Thank you for all the hearts. I'm glad you like where my brain is going. Okay. Getting out that first dimensional is always a bit of a pain. Okay. I just use 2 dimensionals on these. I don't find I need like gazillions. You could use 1, 2, and 3, but I am fine with just 2. And then what I think I'll put on these ones with minis, and I'll put them on separately, because on another card I did put them on as one piece and I wasn't particularly happy with how that went. So, and I definitely want to make sure it's there. Right, so dimensionalizing is done. I love the way how I make up. I know, and it's actually, I love the dimension, even though we're only adding 1 layer of dimension. I really like that with your different intensities of stamping and generations of your stamping, you can create, helps if that's straight, you can create a whole look in itself. Now, I am always really careful that I don't push down dimensionals straight away, so I have that wiggle room. Okay, so I can just see a tiny bit of that terracotta tile poking out the bottom, but I am totally okay with that because it may be in the background. And this one I'm just going to pull over a bit, pop that one there, then do these. Oh, catch, my shirt caught it. these mini bits. I'm definitely going to use my scissors as a lever. Okay. And I decided I like them connected. So on my original card I had a bit of a gap and I went, you know what, I'm not really happy with that. So now when I've done them, I make, for me and my personal taste, I do make sure they are connected, and it makes my brain a little happier. So far we have used 4 of the in colours plus a touch of our grey granite, which I think I like the balloons just being that grey granite. Let me just pop my little rubbish here in the bin, otherwise it will end up all over the floor. Now we're adding in our 5th colour with our purple posy. Now finished stamping, so I throw that to the side, grab in my bone folder. This is already pre-scored, so it should be easy. Oh, hang on, Cheryl, which inside? You mean I stamped this one or the insides of the background ones? Okay. That's, I am going to have to use that side. But that's okay. Only because it's slightly not. I could trim off. The sentiment. I'm really glad I used that one too, because then all the interest is on one and the other one just fades off in the background. And I think it was the right kind of colours. I'm so happy with that purple posy as the background. It doesn't compete with anything. So I've used all the lighter colours on the background, and as we've come forward, I've used some of the stronger colours. I'm glad you guys love this card. Yeah. Although I think I'd like to do some non-scene cards with this, but at the moment I'm just drawn to making scenes with it because that's how I roll. Okay, now I did cut this white piece a full centimetre smaller than the card front, so you could see more of that purple posy. So it's just glued directly to the card base, and we've got all the dimension. So this is my reimagining of my original card there, and I think I prefer the simplicity of this one so much better. So we've used the Above the Cloud stamp set and the hot air balloon punch. Now you can buy these as a bundle in the new catalogue, and you save 10%. You save 10% if you buy them together as opposed to buying them both separately. If anyone needs any help purchasing, please feel free to contact me. I won't be back over the weekend. I've got plans tomorrow and I have my launch party on Sunday, but I will be back early next week. So everyone have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful Friday or Thursday, wherever you may be. Bye.